Okay, so generative AI, it's like everywhere, right? But if you're anything like me, you haven't had time to go deeper than just, oh yeah, that's a thing.
It's moving so fast, too. Everyone's feeling the pressure to catch up. And for good reason. This stuff is already changing how we create, well, just about everything.
Exactly. But the tech stuff can be so dense. That's why when we came across this course, Generative AI for the Rest of Us, it was like, okay, that sounds promising. It's specifically designed for people in business marketing, not engineers.
And it's taught by someone who's walked the walk. Dr. Yeshwant Muthusamy, he's not just an academic. I mean, this guy's led AI initiatives at Samsung, Nokia. He knows the real-world applications, the challenges, everything.
That practical experience is so key. It gives you a different level of insight. So I took a peek at the course syllabus, and honestly, color me intrigued.
Well, structure is everything with a complex topic, right? And this course seems to nail it. What jumped out at ME was how session 1 starts, not with the tech itself, but the history of AI and machine learning.
I'll admit, my first thought was history. Is that really necessary? But I'm sensing there's a method to his madness there.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine trying to understand smartphones without knowing anything about landlines, rotary phones, how we got here. That's what this session does, lays the groundwork so you can grasp where AI goes next.
Okay, that makes total sense. Context, not just a history lesson. And then session 2 dives into the real meat of it. Deep neural networks, generative AI itself. Now that's where I got excited.
And this is where Dr. Muthusamy's experience shines through. See, deep neural networks, they're these complex systems mimicking how our brains learn. They're the engine behind so much AI. But explaining them simply, that's an art.
For sure. And from the student feedback, it seems like he's found a way to make it click.
It's a recurring theme, yeah. To put it in perspective, imagine explaining a car engine to someone who's never seen one. From what I gather, he's got a knack for finding those perfect analogies.
Okay, now I'm even more hooked. And session 3, this is what made me go, I need to try this. It's all about hands-on experience using actual AI tools. See, this is what I love about these deep dives with you. I mean, that hands-on aspect, it always grabs me, but you just nailed why.
It's the difference between reading about something and actually doing it. Much more powerful, those aha moments.
Exactly. It's like, okay, I get the theory, but how do I actually USC this thing?
And it sounds like that's Dr. Muthusamy's sweet spot. The student feedback really emphasizes that learning by doing approach.
Which, for a field like AI, makes so much sense, right? It's changing so fast, you got to jump in and get your hands dirty. So, we've had our AI history lesson. We're getting into the nitty-gritty with deep neural networks. Where do things go from there?
Well, this is where the course takes a turn, I appreciate. It moves beyond the how it works to the so what. Session 4 is all about responsible and ethical AI.
Okay, see, now this is what I'm talking about. We can't just unleash this tech without thinking through the implications. That'd be nuts.
Exactly. And given Dr. Muthusamy's background, I bet these aren't just hypothetical discussions. He's probably dealt with real ethical dilemmas in his work.
Right. It's one thing to know how to build a car, but understanding the rules of the road, the potential consequences, that's crucial.
It's about being a thoughtful, responsible user.
Yeah.
Not just getting caught up in the excitement of the new, shiny thing, which happens a lot with this stuff.
Totally. So we've got the history, the mechanics, hands-on experience, and the ethics. This course really does seem to cover it all, which makes me even more curious to hear what people on the ground are saying. Sometimes the syllabus sounds amazing on paper, but the reality is different.
Oh, I hear you. That's where student feedback is so valuable. And in this case, overwhelmingly positive. They love the clarity, the practicality, Dr. Muthusamy's teaching.
Okay, spill the tea. What are some of the standout comments?
One that caught my eye was absolutely crystal clear explanations, which, let's face it, when you're dealing with AI, that's worth its weight in gold.
No kidding. The last thing you want is to finish a course and feel more confused. Clarity is key. What else? Yeah, I mean, AI can be so dense. So to hear someone say a course is actually clear, that's huge. Were there any other comments that really jumped out at you?
Oh, tons, but this one, I think it gets to the heart of what we're talking about. Someone said, it provides a good foundation for non-technical students, so we understand the basics and how to take baby steps to use and learn AI, which honestly, isn't that what most of us want? We're not trying to become coders here. We just want to get a handle on this stuff.
100%. I remember when I first started trying to learn about AI, I felt so intimidated, like it was this exclusive club I wasn't cool enough to be in. This course seems to be like, nope, come on in, everyone's welcome.
Exactly. And then, of course, there's the praise for Dr. Muthusamy himself. People love his teaching style. One student even said, he clearly lives and breathes this stuff, but he explains it in a way that makes you feel like you can too.
Okay, now that's a superpower. Having that expert guide in a field that can feel so overwhelming. Super valuable. But speaking of guides, this course, an investment, right?
Right, let's talk logistics. It's a live in-person thing, so you're looking at carving out those Saturday afternoons for 4 weeks. And then there's the fee, $600.
Okay, so not nothing. But honestly, from what we've been discussing, it sounds like the value is there. If you're serious about really understanding and using generative AI, this could be a game changer.
I'd say so. Not just the knowledge, but the hands-on experience, the ethical considerations, things you can immediately apply. But before we wrap up, there's one last thing I wanted to mention, something I found super interesting from the syllabus. Remember how they talk about IP pitfalls?
Ooh, yeah. That one stuck with me too. Honestly, hadn't even crossed my mind before. What are the IP pitfalls of AI anyway?
Well, think about it. This technology can create some amazingly realistic stuff, right? Images, music, even code.
Mm-hmm.
So who owns that? The AI, the company that made the AI, the person who typed in the prompt. It gets kind of murky.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other layer of complexity.
Exactly. And it's something people are grappling with right now in courts, in boardrooms, everywhere, because it challenges some really fundamental ideas about ownership and creation.
Wow. So even if someone's not running out to take this course, that's still a huge GE thing to be aware of. Generative AI, it's not just a fun toy. It comes with real responsibilities.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, I feel like we've done our due diligence here, explored the what, the how, the WHY of generative AI, all through the lens of this course.
And we did it all without getting too lost in the weeds. Always a plus, I think.
Amen to that. So whether you're ready to sign up for Dr. Mathusami's class or you just want to keep exploring this stuff on your own, I hope this deep dive has given you some things to think about. Because one thing's for sure, generative AI is here to stay. Understanding it, that's only going to get more important.
100%. It's an exciting, if slightly terrifying, time to be alive.